Hi, welcome to What We Thought Would Happen. I'm Daniel Webb.
I'm Laura Kightlinger.
And today, we have a good friend and a really funny comedian.
We are so lucky.
So lucky.
We're blessed.
We're
Look at
blessed.
us.
Let's bring in the Lord for
just
this
blessed.
one. Yeah, let's praise Satan. A really funny comedian. You can see their special on Epix, Unprotected Sex. But my favorite credit, which I think is such a badge of honor, is just recently passed at the Comedy Store.
Fantastic. And you're going to be there
you.
tonight, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, regular, which is so fabulous.
Thank you.
And that's
So-
not easy, that place.
No.
So that's great.
No. But Amy Miller, everybody.
Amy
Yay.
Miller.
Hi.
Yay, Amy.
You
Great to
can
see
find
you.
my name in the parking lot down by the ground.
Yes. That's so special.
It's so funny. I wish they would replace some names.
Yeah,
You
like
know
Chris
what I mean?
D'Elia,
I'm
yeah.
sure you know.
Get him off
yeah.
of there.
I'm not on there, but I'd like to be.
How are you not?
That's
I'm just
wild.
not. I don't know. 'Cause
Well-
I'm part of the pavement, maybe. I've been here too long.
Yeah. But they do cover some names up, right? Over time.
I don't know that they do.
Yeah.
But then when they expanded the bar on the patio, they just like cut into Bob Saget's name. So it just says
No.
Bob Saw.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm like, he deserves to be moved.
Uh-huh.
Cover
Yeah.
up some rapist
Yeah.
and put Bob over it.
I agree. Yeah. Pick a rapist
weird.
and take it out.
We were at some theater, and I can't remember. I think it was in like Huntington, New York, with Margaret Cho. And backstage, the clearly everything had just been repainted, but the frame of the door, the paint stopped, and where it stopped was signed in real old lady handwriting, Carol Channing.
Oh,
I love that.
And we thought it was
That's
amazing.
amazing.
But we're also like, is that like some old queen like pranking us who did it? But the
No.
R was so old looking, right? That we couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the person who painted the Comedy Store names like died. So now they have like, I don't know, a few other people trying. But the last round, our friend Steph got on, and the names were too big, so they had to redo them all.
Oh, shut up.
Like the new person really just went wild. And, yeah, it's just such a funny tradition. It just
Oh, it's
like,
awesome.
Plus, it's
Honor.
not your actual signature, which,
It should be
Right.
that.
yeah.
That's what
But
it
I
should
mean-
be.
well, then you
get to
couldn't read it. Mine would just be like a triangle and a dot. Like it looks like nothing.
sign a
that's
check,
true.
right?
Yeah.
Wait, we were just talking. Oh, it's like when someone you have to replace something that's like a legacy. I feel the same like on The Price is Right when Rod Roddy died. Not even Bob Barker.
Yeah.
But the announcer guy, him now it's just some like spunky clean dude who sounds like he should be announcing like the flight at Burbank. You know what I mean? He's like too glossy.
Yeah, Rod Roddy was incredible. It's funny when people look like they're an announcer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you saw their face and you're like,
Yeah.
you must announce something or do radio. Yeah,
And that's what drives me nuts. Like just even like writing on some TV shows when when the characters don't look like the name. Like
Right.
I wanted to like a lot of the pilots that I worked on that didn't go anywhere. I remember her last name is Sullivan and she was on Mad TV and I'm blanking out. Nicole Sullivan. Thank you. Boy, it's weird how my subconscious has a way of sounding like
just
my husband.
remembered it.
Yeah.
Nicole Sullivan's character was something like Tiffany or Margaret. Something just didn't look like her. And I said, it has to be Bonnie. And then it was. And she looks like a Bonnie to me.
See, it
Her
matters,
character.
though.
Yeah. But I don't know.
That's almost why I can't look at dog shelters online is because they pick all the wrong names. It's offensive.
I know.
One of them was
Well, you're
named
supposed to change
Sheriff.
it, right?
Well, can you, or does that also fuck up the dog?
I know if it's too old.
New
or
home, new
whatever.
name, all that.
and then people are so uncreative. Like if the dog has one blue eye and one brown eye, they're always called Bowie.
Right, it should be called like Schizo
Or
or
anything.
something like that, like more
Yeah.
medically accurate.
Or Diane Lane, or don't even mention it.
Diane Lane is a great name for
I
a dog.
think so too. Amy, I have a little bit of a pet peeve with her, a little bit of an issue with her.
Oh,
No pun intended.
bring it out.
We were at a party and I was, a few sheets in the wind. That probably goes without saying. But I auditioned for this movie with her 3 times, and I remember she was so nice to me and said, "Oh, you're a breath of fresh air." And we were laughing, And so I went up to her at this party and said, "Oh, I want her to remember me, but I said, well, I'm Laura. You might remember me from, and she said, no, I don't, but I remember you, and flirtingly to my husband, Garrett.
Oh my God.
And he goes, but I remember you, seeing that I was no competition, clearly. And Garrett said, no. And she goes, but didn't you work on the, and he goes, no. And I was like, all right.
Oh no.
Just go ahead and go off with Diane Lane.
Stay in your own lane, Diane.
Exactly.
That's
Rude.
crazy.
Yeah, you don't remember me, but
She's Frauleining
you remembered somebody that you've never met. Okay.
We just celebrated the fact that my boyfriend saw Dolly Parton somewhere in the streets today.
I thought I felt something weird in the air today.
She's out there. You could sense it, right?
I woke up before noon. Something was off,
Well, as someone who's seen like Angeline with regularity,
yeah.
but I realize that it is a miracle every time you see her. I feel like a Dolly sighting in the wild is
That's pretty nuts.
a rare thing, right?
Very rare. Yeah,
but
she only goes so many places.
You're a huge Dolly fan. That goes without saying.
I was shocked at how I saw her in the air. I saw Dolly in the airport with all of her guards and stuff around her. It's shocking. She is beautiful. She is tiny as hell.
So small.
And she had heels. I think like she always wears high heels.
Sure, yeah.
But she can't be over 5 feet tall.
So
Oh no, yeah, I've had my hand around her waist.
met her.
With consent.
Yeah.
And I really just felt like I was gonna break her. But not in an old lady way, just she is so tiny.
We got to go
heavy.
in the vault of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and do the tour. And they open a closet and you just see like 10 clothes on
And
the
there
rack.
she is.
Well, she's just Dolly. But it's why they just pull out a article. They're like, Jimi Hendrix. And they show you the photo. You're like, oh my God. And everything. It was Elvis's army outfit. Just like everything.
Man.
Stevie Nicks, of course. But Dolly had several things because their exhibit had just closed. So there's like 3 mannequins with a straight talk, the what do you call that pinball machine? That yellow dress is a real dress.
It is.
Anyway, but her mannequins, she sent them because she has mannequins that are her tiny measurements.
She
Oh my
must.
God.
But her shoes were lined up, and her shoes are, it's like this mug. It's like someone just puts on someone's
Her
foot.
shoe is like a 5
Tiny.
or a 4.
Tiny, not even. And then they
It's
curl
so
up with a little bell on the
crazy.
end. What is she like in person?
Oh, she was very sweet. Yeah, of course. But, it was a meet and greet. It's like, what's she going to do?
Yeah.
But she's very good at managing people's nerves and just like, because no one wants to like approach even when it's your turn. I was just like,
Yeah.
I met her in Hollywood, Florida.
Oh, geez.
Long story.
Yeah.
I knew her tour manager for a while. And so I was like, I want to do the meet and greet, go to a show. And she was like, and it's like $2,000 or something. I'm like,
wow.
I'm not. I don't have any like starstruckedness. Like, there's
really?
never been really anybody I wanted to meet besides Dolly and Paul Rubens, and now it's too late. But I'm like, I'm not paying for that,
Yeah.
And she was like, well, if you don't go in LA, like pick another city
Oh, duh.
on the tour,
right.
like I can just get you in. So I was like, hell yes. So flew to Florida.
Oh, wow.
Like Thanksgiving week 2016, and and then saw the show, sat next to Clive Davis for some reason.
What?
At the
Wow.
show. Yeah, he
That's
was all just like
crazy.
in like lime green suited up, like he looked amazing. I'm like, what? I don't know what you're doing here.
Wow.
Maybe he lives in Boca.
Oh, good.
Seems like he would have a place in Boca.
Yeah.
Miami is pretty popular.
That's fucking nuts. You sat next to Clive Davis.
I know.
That's insane.
It was an incredible show, and it was just, she was just so sweet. But I didn't, I had all these things I was gonna say, and then I was just a complete mute.
Totally.
Hi.
Yeah. Well, you're
Yeah.
awestruck.
But I've told you this, but she grabbed my ex's butt.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
not with consent.
She's old fashioned. She's country.
Yeah.
She's Ozark.
And your
She
ex.
just got a little scoop, and when he came out of the meet and greet, he was just like, "How was it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was just so nervous. I just didn't know what do you say." I'm just like, "Thanks for everything,"
Sure. Yeah, of course.
And he was just trying to check in with me, and then he goes, "Well, she grabbed my butt," and I'm like, "You should have led with that for sure."
What an honor.
Mhm.
Wow.
And in the photo of them, like he's very like wide-eyed, and kind of, it's like that Taylor Swift situation with the radio host. Like you can see, like she's taking a grab.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are you gonna get mad?
Yeah,
You know?
it's an honor.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood, Florida, I can never not think of it, is where Anna Nicole Smith died, who is a Texas legend. Right, I'm from Texas. At I believe, the Hard Rock Hotel or
Yeah,
whatever.
I think so.
But in her like autopsy, which I've of course read, they have
Memorized.
they had memorized. It's on my wall. But they aspects of,
Can you see the contents of her stomach when you?
oh, they tell you everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they tell you everything.
He drank it.
Yeah, it is a problem. But she was in the hotel room in bed with like the TV really loud, the shades drawn, all the lights off, and the AC. As in really cold up.
Of course.
And that sounds like, what a way to go. Right? That sounds like heaven.
But it was in a hotel room.
Yeah.
That always makes it sad. I mean, I guess
Why?
unless
That's
it's a
my
really
fear.
nice hotel, but still.
Why? 'Cause-
no matter what, it sounds sad when you read that.
Because someone has to clean it up.
Yeah.
No, but just that makes it sound like this person's alone. They're depressed.
Yeah.
They're in a hotel.
Oh, I love a
I
hotel.
it. Yeah, same thing.
Well,
Like,
that
it
is
really bums me
sad.
out.
Yeah.
But also, this is what I love about. Well, it's a different scenario because it's suicide, but it's what I love about Chris Cornell.
Mhm.
Is
Oh my
that he
God.
like left a note
Yes.
to say like, "Don't come in, call the police."
Which
like
is-
he was like thinking of the housekeeping, which
yeah.
is very classy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
That is
on
nice.
tour. That's in Detroit, right?
And he was in a very fancy hotel, right?
The MGM.
Yeah.
Because we drove past it and
Chris Cornell.
Mm-hmm.
the
But
first.
still, it's in Vegas.
No, in Detroit.
Oh, the MGM in Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
And anyway,
Even fancier.
we drove. I
Oh.
think it's.
Well, maybe
It's
that's not.
Detroit.
I think
maybe
it's
have
room-
to rethink it.
We drove past it, and one of the other comedians in the car signaled to us that it was, in fact, because they started going, ooh. But yeah, it's room 1136.
What? See, your brain is just terrifying.
But the Whitney room at the fucking Beverly Hilton is unavailable.
That's good. It shouldn't be available.
You don't
No.
think?
I
For
mean,
what? Some creepy ghost hunters to go
Yeah.
stay in there? No.
Yeah.
Watch cable in Whitney's room.
I agree
Watch
with you,
him-
though. I always feel like a hotel would be sad. I've had a couple of those moments where I'm like, is this happening?
Oh, no.
Just paranoia.
Yeah.
Like, there was like a while I just had like, I think migraines, but just like undiagnosed, like intense head pain when I was on the road.
Mhm.
And I was in Alameda, the Bay Area, in like a Holiday Inn or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to have an aneurysm probably. And they're going to find me. And now, not at a Holiday Inn.
You met your man.
boys, this is gold. You know this. I don't know if you haven't. I mean, how can I not step in this?
You have to.
Please.
You always step in it.
I know. Daniel teased me because I did have a brain aneurysm in 2020.
Oh.
And I'm lucky I wasn't in a hotel room by myself because I would have died. I was here with my husband, and he took me to the emergency, and I had brain surgery, and I
didn't know that.
I believe I lived, unless this is some weird
You're
purgatory.
here.
This is purgatory.
Oh, I had no idea. That's so scary.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I'm afraid of like.
But I have
This
to
is
say,
why
Amy,
people don't want to be alone.
I know. Well,
Yeah,
yes.
Amy, you have to. When this is over, I'm going to give you the neurologist and all that stuff because even if you're not having migraines anymore, you need to get checked up.
I know, and I do have nerve issues.
Oh gosh, yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
The nerve.
Because you might need to be on some kind of medication that you don't even know about. That's even something mild. Like after having brain surgery, all they wanted me to do was take 2 baby aspirin a day, and then one other thing. But I was, and I could go back to my own antidepressants. But it's like,
You're like, I'm not going to shit myself unless it makes me high.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. But
Yeah, they gave me like gabapentin, which is like
Whoa.
a dog medication, really, to me.
oh really?
Yeah.
I want to name my next dog that.
Just for like nerve pain, but it's like, yeah, I don't. It's just so. I'm like, I want to get to the root of what's going on. Don't just
Correct.
give me like a very easy to prescribe medication. I'm not
think-
going to take this.
Do you get it at your temple? Where do you get the bad headaches? Or right in front?
In the back left, which it's been a long time, but then I also found out in other ways that I just have like nerve damage. I had like a
shit.
back issue and all this stuff.
So
Oh,
I
shit,
So-
okay.
I worked with this dude
Getting
who
old.
he had no personality to begin with. He was a nice person, but he was just mellow. The whole thing was you could not like get him to
Drab.
budge. And he had a nerve thing happening that caused him incredible pain. He would drink like what's the big thing of beer? Like an 18-pack? He'd kill an 18-pack every day.
Oh my
Keystone-
God.
Keystone White.
That kind of shit, right? It was like he just earned his money and he got it every day. But then to fix the nerve thing, they prescribed him methadone, Which I was like, the dude already has no personality.
Oh.
We're gonna further reduce this guy.
Oh my God.
It was wild.
Yeah.
I was like watching a full grown adult just walk into a wall.
I just don't trust. I trust doctors,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't trust just sort of the willy-nilly like prescribing of whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this is probably what it is.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna take
It
Yeah.
scares me.
And I did for like about a week, and I actually was sleeping very well. So I was like, "Ooh, I love pharmaceuticals." So I'm not a great sleeper,
Yeah.
but I had something on stage where, and this never happens, where I just literally like forgot the end of a joke.
Oh.
I'm sure it's gonna start to happen more and more, just like time.
Yeah.
But then I went on like Reddit, where I find all my information.
Uh-huh.
And read about like gabapentin side effects, and all these people were like, I just keep forgetting shit. I'm clumsy. And I'm like, well, this is my job. So I'm
Yeah.
not like, I can't risk that.
Gabapentin.
Yeah, they do give it to like old dogs to go to sleep.
Oh, to die?
and
shit.
no,
Oh.
just to mellow out.
Yeah.
Like you know, for
Yeah.
fireworks
Calm
or
it,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, you are up. Laura's up all night. You're a night owl.
Uh-huh.
But is yours for lack of sleep or lack of or inability
you.
of sleeping? I'll call you.
Yeah, please do. No, I don't know what the hell it is. I've decided that I'm the state, the new state animal, which is the pallid bat.
Oh yeah.
Like I was saying, like I
That's right.
can't get a color in my face unless it's a rash, and this bat is purely like a white bat, and it's sleep all day and then up all night. But yeah, I don't know. I think I've always been that way. Like my mom was saying, like when she tried to get me up in the morning for school, that she'd like have to shake me, and then I remembered there
Never
was.
shake a baby.
I know. I know.
Never.
She's
never.
28 years old.
Laura, get the f- out of my house. Yeah.
And I was I remember being like a teenager. I was probably like 13 or 14, and she was like trying to get me up, and I pretended I was having a dream so that I could punch her in the face,
Oh my
or like
God.
or slap her in the face.
Yeah. So you're naturally nocturnal.
Yeah.
Like you do sleep, but you sleep better during the
Oh, yeah.
daylight.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so-
Which you can't always do because
Yeah.
of life. So like, school, college, working, I was like a teacher for some time. And
Oh, man.
I just was tired all the time. Now,
This is the
stand-up's
perfect
mostly
job.
my full-time job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stumbled into a good job for us.
Yeah.
But I've finally gotten rid of like the guilt about it.
Mhm.
I'm like, if I have a writing job or somewhere I need to be, I will be there. Of
Yeah.
course. Like
Yeah.
I worked corporate jobs and nonprofit, everything for years.
Yeah.
I just was tired.
Yeah.
But if I don't have to get up for something, I'm just not going to because
Yeah.
I need sleep to live.
And it's
Yeah.
Deep sleep.
People
Yeah.
do make you feel, oh, are you up? No, and you've known
Yeah.
me for 30 years. You know
Yeah.
I'm fucking not up
Uh-huh.
because I go to bed at 4 a.m.
Same.
Uh-huh.
And so don't call me
I'm
at
like
10
a-
a.m. or
My-
9 a.m. Yeah.
I've always
Like
wanted
a
to be.
4 to noon. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like my
Those are the
schedule.
hours.
Sucks when you
Yeah.
go east
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
then you're like, no, it's 3 p.m. But
My
okay.
dad was a hardcore like PBS person, but also the only music he ever listened to was opera. And one time, don't even ask me what it is, but there's an opera where there's a queen of the moon, and she comes out and has this long, drab, fucking sad song, but she's really pale because she can only come out at night, and that made me gay, but also really made me like.
Maybe I'm a queen of the moon.
It made me
You
romanticize
are.
being like nocturnal because you're made of moon, right?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, like made of marble and moon.
Like I was in Beijing in 2016.
Hard J.
Beijing.
Hard J.
Beijing.
Boom.
Beijing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, don't make it sound
I've been
Asian,
saying
just hard J.
Oh, I feel
Beijing.
She did a little song after. It was really weird.
Beijing.
I was in Beijing.
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 Hard
How
J.
come I look? Both of you. I was there. Let me pronounce it how I want. And I had no jet lag, and I realized it was
jet lag.
Okay, I'm getting that.
It's jet lag.
Yeah, but
I don't give a jet.
I think it was because
You were on your schedule.
yes,
Oh, I got to go to Beijing.
yes.
So you're just on really Eastern time.
yeah. I
Gotcha.
mean, maybe it would be the same anyway. Like I feel like even in going to London, anywhere, I'm just like I'm not supposed to be here in this United States. Or I
I
don't know.
love West Coast
Yeah.
time and Hawaii time even better. Like let the rest of the world
That
take care of
works well for
everything.
me because then I am kind of getting up in the morning.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
You were just in Hawaii. Did you do stand up there or you just vacay?
No, just vacation for my birthday.
Cute.
Oh,
Just a
wonderful
short little
birthday.
trip. New Year's Eve.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thank you so much.
What'd y'all do?
Oh, well, we ate like some of the best food I've ever had.
Did you have like a malasada? Did you do all that shit? Or snow puff?
No. Nuh-uh. What's snow puff?
Snow puff
is that
is
like
this
Dole Whip?
Flaky, almost croissant. Really flaky.
No.
With fucking
sounds
custard
good.
in it. A lot too much custard. And then a shit ton of powdered sugar on top.
That sounds good.
Snow puff.
No, we had like a lot of sushi. We went to this very good izakaya place.
Mm-hmm.
And I just ate like so much Spam musubi from the liquor
7-Eleven,
store.
yeah. That shit's good.
No, where exactly were you in Hawaii?
In
What?
Waikiki.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it was just a quick little last minute trip and it was so nice.
Mm-hmm.
We were just hopping like beach chairs that weren't ours, we didn't pay for.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't, it's so funny because like most people, normal people are just like, oh, hey, these are our chairs. And you're like, my bee, dude.
Mhm.
Like, oh, oops. And then you move. But one lady was so mad that I started laughing because she was with her teenage daughter who was mortified.
Yes.
And I was just like, wait, are you serious right now? Like, you're really upset. And she was like, who does this? Like, she called us like savages or something.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And then I
Why
was
didn't you
just
film
like,
it?
we're moving. Like, I can't believe you live your life this way. And she just kept getting progressively madder at how funny I thought it was. And then she goes, and you sat on our towels? And I was like, I'm pretty sure they'll give you new towels because you paid $100. And I think you're genuinely upset that you got and we didn't pay because you don't actually have to because they're not going to throw us in jail for sitting on a chair.
Yeah.
So she goes, you sat on our towels. And my boyfriend goes like, yeah, like I put my ass all over it. And then we start walking away. And this furious woman goes, yeah, that delicious ass. And I was like, Aaron, only you would be complimented in the middle of this anger.
Of a major Karen movie.
Wow.
Major
Did you
angry white
just-
lady.
Yeah, she just said that you had a delicious ass. And he sure does.
Well, sure.
Wow.
But it's not
Like,
hers to comment on.
That shit, I like no matter how mad people are at him, they're never actually mad. Like that always happens.
Were you ever a
Jeez.
server?
Oh yeah, of course.
So whenever
Daniel.
I had an irate, I mean,
You know me.
Whenever I was like had an irate customer, I just sat and watched. I loved it. If someone wanted to bitch about fill in the blank, whatever was going wrong, like these are black olives, not green olives, or
It's
just any of it.
fascinating.
They
it's
say
fun.
that the greatest insult is indifference. It bugs the shit out of people if you just don't react.
Truly.
That's how much you can really hurt people by going,
Yeah, they want to fight.
yeah, and
People love
Well,
to
in
fucking
that
fight.
moment too, I felt so much for her daughter because I was like, I bet you've been through this a million times.
oh yeah.
So my boyfriend was also like, sorry that's your mom.
Yeah.
You know, like because she probably just embarrasses her everywhere.
I was in a band and his girlfriend was kind of psycho, but whatever, one of the bandmates. But she would come in real handy sometimes. And it was this, we had the band van and we're trying to just get out on the road, but we blocked the crosswalk. And this lady she and her family, she just stops everything. You're in the crosswalk and won't. Until it's like inches, right?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, her kids are just mortified, right?
Yeah.
So she just sits there and waits. We back up, and then she continues to like, nobody should be in the crosswalk walking.
Oh my God.
And then
sometimes you can't back up. I've done that and I was like, oh shit, I am kind of far out. And then there's somebody right up your
behind
ass.
you. Or are we just supposed to blindly enter traffic? Like, what do you fucking want, bitch? But so we're just all sitting there in silence. And then as the family passes by, the girlfriend goes, your mom's a cunt. And like, it was perfect. It was so perfect. And it was like, the kids know that we're right.
I've done that kind of a lot. Like, like there's a Smart and Final right next to my house where they haven't put like a speed bump or a stop sign or anything coming out of the parking lot.
You didn't tell
right?
me she was all about name dropping.
I know,
Go
right?
on.
Smart
Go
and
on.
final.
Very
I'm like,
nice
well, which is
neighborhood.
it? Smart or final? Which is
Yep,
it?
we get stuff in bulk.
Sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
But it's just, people just like come out of there onto the sidewalk like at 40 miles an hour. It's insane. Smart and Final, you better do something.
Do better.
Or I will be writing a letter.
You haven't already?
Signed, Laura Kightlinger.
Yes, please. I'll take the blame.
But it
It's
was
probably
just like
me.
a dad with like a 9-year-old son in a convertible. And I've almost been hit there a trillion times.
Sure.
So I'm aware of it. But he just like jetted out and then, was like slamming on the brakes. And I was like, don't drive like your piece of shit dad. And he was just like, don't talk to my son.
Yeah.
And I was like, you almost hit me with your fucking car.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want.
I'm gonna talk to all of you.
And then I just fell over. Oh, my neck.
Yeah.
But the kid was just like, okay.
Brilliant.
Core memory. It's what I'm trying to get into children.
I was at the elementary school, but my sister graduated the junior high, so I was picked up first, and we'd wait outside the junior high. Away from the school, but it was under the tree where like the bad kids would smoke.
Oh no!
And so one day, and it was one of those where I'm in the passenger seat of the white wood paneled minivan, and my mom, she sees these kids smoking, and they're right there, but I'm in the middle. So my mom rolls the window down and she goes, "You need to quit smoking," and the fucking 14-year-old goes, "Fuck you." And she goes, "Excuse me," like she did not think that was gonna happen. And sure enough,
Daniel would never talk to me like that.
And now I'm in the middle of all this violence. And then
you were with the kids, or you were with your mom?
I was I was an elementary school kid, and so my mom is in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
And she can't fathom that I would be witnessing a child also smoking a cigarette.
Oh,
but she would do that shit all the time. We were on our way to like gymnastics, right? And some guy was driving crazy, but we caught up to him at a red light, and with all the windows up. She's going, "Do you know how fast you're driving?" But to him, it's all. And he just, the coolest thing I've ever seen was this dude who just goes like that and just gave her the bird.
Slow finger.
And sent her into the fucking like stratosphere. She couldn't take it.
Everyone says hi to my mom like this.
I saw my mom get flipped off a lot. I did. She's been flipped off several times.
You turn into Mr. Bean. Hello.
I do love, you can't in LA. You cannot flip people off.
You'll die.
You will literally die.
You guys were doing that shit in Texas. Also not a good idea.
Guns have had a transition in Texas where it used to be fun, and now it's like the KKK. Everybody has to be in the closet about it in Texas. They took the fun away from it.
I'm afraid of guns.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm terrified of guns.
General, yeah.
The only time, I won't even say that. I made an illicit drug deal in a country town, and someone opened. It was like a cigar box, but there was a gun inside, and everyone was like passing it around and doing all this shit. I was like, "This is how I die. I'm going to totally die. I'm going to absolutely die."
What was it? Just pot?
You have to say. We were. I was along for the ride, but we were buying the biggest bag of cocaine I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
So I was like,
"You're
this
always
is
conveniently just in the car,
just around."
Yeah, he's a passenger.
And I brought the biggest straw anyone had ever seen.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I always thought it would be funny to do.
It's a pool noodle. Hollowed out.
Is this a party or is this a party? Did you swim in the ocean in Hawaii?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you go scuba diving too?
No. We did go on one of those catamarans, which is like an amazing deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's open bar on like a 90-minute cruise around the ocean for $40 or something.
All
So
right.
it's like if you're in Waikiki, everything's so expensive.
Like
So it's
sunset
like,
kind of thing?
yeah. You can do daytime or sunset. It was really nice, but it is very much like a party scene.
I wanted to go. I've always wanted to go there. I've gone to Kona and Kauai, but Waikiki was like the prize on every.
Yeah.
Every game show.
Totally. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
It was either the Poconos or beautiful Waikiki.
But they
right?
That hotel in the Poconos with like the big champagne glass you can sleep in or whatever.
And then they have
I don't
showed
know.
the people from the 70s, which is my era, and they have the heart shape. They're sitting in a heart-shaped tub.
Yeah, they still have. You could still stay in them, and it's the same hotels from the 70s.
Shit, I
So
want to
they've
do
been
that.
used.
That's for sure.
I do love the on the road.
Now that's an STD from the 70s. I
Yeah,
just
this
tasted
is
it. on the
vintage. This is vintage
Quaaludes.
chlamydia. But I do love when you get, especially being on the road and getting into hotels where it's like a really old hotel that they've just tried to make boutique, right? And clearly it's still the Best Western. But the hotel.
I say keep the old shit and put on clean sheets.
That's all
I
I
want to see
need.
the old shit.
All I need
too.
is clean sheets. But I love when the tub is in the room. Like there's a bathroom, but the tub is in the room. I'm like, that was
tub.
all of it.
That's so cool.
But yeah, I'll still take a bath in that tub.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
those
I
are-
do sometimes bring my own bleach spray.
Oh yeah, no,
On the road.
absolutely.
In
That's
case
a
I
good
want to
idea.
bathe.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh man, I think of like just being in like a fucking condo, which is a comedy condo. So for some reason you think, oh well, that might be nice. And it's like, wait a second. Every guy who's ever done stand up has jerked off in this room, and it's like you pull the shower curtain over, and it's like moving like plastic. Or I mean, it is plastic, but it's like
a wall.
Oh, yeah. And they
You
would
just
say,
jump.
like, don't eat the mayonnaise or whatever. I'm just like,
What
what
does
is
that
wrong with
mean?
men?
Yeah.
But
Ugh.
Not well.
No,
Oh,
most men are
that
well.
comics would just come in every single thing.
Oh my
Shampoo,
God. Oh.
conditioner, mayonnaise.
Oh,
No.
So they would say, like, bring your own toiletries.
Who are these people?
I never thought
I
of
know.
that. Yuck.
I know. I'm glad those condos have mostly gone away.
Yeah.
I mean, I've stayed in a couple, and I felt like they were already at the tail end of that,
Yeah.
existing,
Existence.
which is nice.
I feel like traveling or touring a lot has turned me into like a prepper, like a
If
doomsday
I knew,
prepper.
I'm sorry, but if I knew that somebody was coming in one of those little things, I would call them trial size the next time I saw them. Making fun of their dicks. Trial size. F- you. I know what you did.
I never thought, because now you have they're on the wall, right? It's the refillables
Yeah.
that people would be fucking with that. I never thought.
Well, yeah, you would have to like stand up on something to come in there, or put it in a little cup and then pour it.
But a devious person, a prankster would go to such lengths. You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm always way more freaked out by like one pube. Or actually one hair of any kind.
Of any kind.
I feel like every hotel room you check into, there's like one hair.
Yeah.
And even if it's like housekeeping person, sorry.
Yeah.
Or whatever, it's just like I don't like that one
my
hair
gosh.
stuck to the shower wall.
Yeah.
I would rather come sometimes. I don't know why. Like that's
My
probably not
mom
healthy.
is exactly like you in that it's unbelievable because she's got stuff all over the house. She doesn't throw anything out. But if it's a cat hair or any kind of hair, and she also has like 3 cats now. But this is how I decided we were big in Little Edie. The last time I went to North Carolina to see her, I had my head in the fridge, for comfort or, purpose, whatever. I'm looking for something. And my mom's like 5'2" or 3. She's lint rollering my back because she doesn't want any hair in the kitchen. And I said, "Why are you doing this right now?" And she goes, "Well, because you've got hair on your back because you said." And by the way, I was naked, so it's just my back hair. No, because I was wearing my sweats, whatever. And she goes, "Because you sat on the couch." So she's lint rollering my rear and my lower back.
It never ends.
Oh my God.
And I said, "You care about?" I mean, I agree. That's disgusting. There's hair, there's cat hair and everything all over the
boundaries.
floor. But I mean, just can't be in the kitchen area like a hair or that. Yeah.
My mom will not eat food prepared by someone else unless she oversaw it and knows that they washed their hands and put their hair back. But she does eat takeout.
Oh,
so
hello.
so if one of us come over and make something while she's asleep or whatever, and then go here, she doesn't trust it.
Gross.
But she'll get delivery from a random restaurant, and she's like, I can put that out of my head. Like,
Because she didn't see it.
you'd rather have a stranger's finger in your food than like your daughter's.
I had a guy, I worked in a
She thinks we're
restaurant.
disgusting.
How many daughters? How many kids are there in your family?
4 kids, 3 daughters, 1 son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where are you?
And I have some biological siblings. I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, I'm the youngest. Can
You
tell.
are?
Obviously.
Yeah. You're the baby.
Give me
Baby.
attention.
You
Listen
started.
to me talk for an hour.
But I feel like the youngest one has to be the funniest one. It's the only way you're heard.
Yeah, I was very, very silent as a child. I just mostly observed, but when I got in a line, it was like it had to be funny,
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so you don't get a lot of opportunities, and then
So it better be
just like
good.
or extremely rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, to my sisters and stuff. But mostly I just hung back and watched.
I did go through a
Didn't really
phase.
speak till college. I feel like
I saw
Wow.
Stage Door at a young age, which
Oh,
is
I
an
love
old
that.
ass RKO movie.
Have you seen that movie?
It's really old.
I think so,
Oh,
but
you
it's been
love
a
it.
long time.
It's so
And it
good.
was the-
it's all these women, all these actresses in a rooming house. It's Eve Arden,
Yeah.
Lucille Ball, all this stuff.
Ann Miller.
Yeah, and the way they would insult it. Oh, they leave in ermine and come back in rags.
Yeah, they're real mouthy, and I tried to emulate that, but I didn't have the one-liner behind it. So I just had the shitty attitude with an empty statement behind it. And I
my
definitely
family-
went through that phase.
Yeah, they all called me Darlene.
Oh, that's
Yeah, because
Yeah.
obviously we were big Roseanne fans because that show
Absolutely.
was
The best.
so much our lives.
It was the best,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I swear.
But I still watch it. all the
Seasons
time.
3, 4, 5 are like amazing television.
Am I allowed to
Season-
brag and say that
Please.
I wrote on that? I wrote on Roseanne in '92, and
I saw your name up there.
Mhm.
it was.
I think it's amazing.
Well, then I guess I don't need to brag.
Why?
Why
No,
am I
please.
trying to? Why am
It's
I
my
trying to
favorite-
impress
Well, the
Amy? here?
jokes per minute, it's insane. Like, good work.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That's the whole thing. It's like it really is like the jokes are like hilarious and timeless and all that shit. But
and their delivery, like when John Goodman and Roseanne are like laughing a little bit.
I love it.
I
It's
love
very
John Goodman
raw.
so
very
much.
real couple. He seems like the best. He's
He's
best.
an angel. I remember. I was working on the same lot just like a month ago, and I just saw him. Because it was me and another new writer. We were just walking down the hall, and I said, "Hi, John." And I thought, "Oh, he's not gonna. He probably just thought, why are these assholes staring at him?" I said, "Hi, John. It's Laura." He goes, "Laura Kightlinger. How are you?" Yeah, he remembered me
For real?
Yeah,
That just happened?
Yeah, well, 20 years ago, we used to all of us used to hang out a little bit.
Yeah.
After the shows and stuff.
I always said I want to go to like a steakhouse dinner with like red wine, scotch, and just like dark. And I wanted David Letterman, and I wanted to be John Goodman, and I want the server because I think they'd be into it to be Amy Sedaris.
Oh my God,
Not
she's
in
amazing.
a dismissive way, but I think she'd really be into that.
I love her.
But that to me
Yeah,
is just
she
like
makes cupcakes and stuff. And
all of it.
she worked at a restaurant in New York, even while she was famous. She worked at God, now I won't remember the name.
she had
but
like
for a
smoked
long
cheese
time.
balls.
Good
She
money,
would
yeah.
sell. She'd sell cheese balls.
What is that restaurant in Midtown that like Letterman? A lot of people go. It was like I want to say the 700 Club, which is absolutely not that.
I love the 700 Club.
I can't remember.
It's
Yes.
like Club 100 or something. It's something like that has a number in it,
That
but it's
sounds
like this
familiar.
underground, like fancy, like steakhouse that was like very exclusive. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I do, but I can't remember names of anything. But
Darlene was one of those things. I was like, at a very conflicted age, I was like, do I want Darlene to be my girlfriend, or I just want to be Darlene?
And what happened?
I wanted to be her. I wanted to wear black. Yeah,
I felt that same fucking way about Christy McNichol.
Really?
Oh yeah.
For a split second, I thought you were going to say the bitch who blew up on the Challenger, but that's Kristen.
Oh, I was
like, that's sorry.
no,
that's different.
no, Sally Ride.
I think I felt the same about Darlene as well. Like I wanted her to be my boyfriend too.
Yeah, she had real.
Said I was. Well, she just had this like weight to her that I think I had as a kid, just like a darkness of like, you've been here before.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so like
Over it.
So
down?
adult,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Very, very precocious.
She
and
was
it's
so-
like because of you guys.
Yeah.
Like this is dark. What's happening? I'm responding to it.
This came out before both of you kids were born. But you have to open it.
Is this our first unboxing?
Merry
Yes.
Christmas, Daniel.
Yeah.
Did
Or
you,
happy
you
early
just
birthday.
wrapped this?
No, I wrapped it a while ago because I couldn't figure out. I said,
You're looking for a recipient?
Yeah.
And you found him.
look at how crazy she looks.
Ages
Oh,
9
she
to
looks
adult.
insane.
Do you know about this?
No.
I love it.
The competitive.
Dan, Garrett, which camera should it be on? Which does she show
The
this way?
competitive crossword game. Where did you get? Oh, Goodwill. I can see it. You bought.
Oh, the brows.
All of it. Well, that's a wig.
Goodwill?
Let's start with that.
I know.
And then these lips are not hers.
They're
Yeah,
gorgeous.
She. This
Looks
is
amazing.
amazing.
But it's called cross up, so it's like a crossword, but what?
But what?
Maybe it's kind of like bananagrams with cards, where you're trying to like make words that cross over each
Yeah.
other.
that
Or
could
like
Because it was from
Boggle. Did you play that game?
It's from 1974.
Thank you, Laura.
Of course, but
That is so
1974. Isn't that
sweet.
crazy? Look at this, Amy. It says cross up, so you put your name
awesome.
on there.
Oh hell yeah!
How do you
Also, I love
play?
it.
Oh look.
Oh yeah, somebody already started it.
Yeah. Okay. So
Somebody already had fun with it.
someone added points. There's this.
You know what? They're the.
They
they're
already made exit and mix.
Look.
Look, there are the
that.
directions on
right
the back.
here.
Oh,
Sylvia D.
think you're right.
Look. There's a name.
gorgeous.
Sylvia D,
Oh, I
which
like
stands for Dick.
1974, Milton Bradley.
I love
Okay,
Sylvia
look.
as a name too.
Sylvia played a lot.
And then someone just did like one little multiplication.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Laura
problem inside the
Kightlinger.
box.
This is what happens right before you kill
Classic
yourself in a hotel
multiplication.
room. You play cross up.
Thank you, Laura.
Oh, you're so welcome. But isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I don't think those were around that much. I mean, they sure as hell aren't now. But
Whose hand is that?
I
But
think
don't let anyone under 9 try and play that. That is
That's
dangerous.
Yeah, and you have to frame that. You could frame that in a what do you call it?
A frame.
No, but I mean, what are the box frames?
A diorama.
Yeah, maybe or not. I don't know.
Make a diorama with the actual box. Make a little Lucille.
Yeah, no one leaves here
Playing the
empty-handed.
game.
Nobody does. Thank you for
Of course.
That
Cutie.
is so sweet.
Well, who
But now
knew
we
that
have
was
to
gonna come up?
play it. Now
All
we have to
right, all
play
right.
it. We'll do it later.
You're a big gift giver.
I like to. I don't know why I get such a kick out of it.
You do though.
Just
I
because
had your Blu-ray player for years. I told you that, right?
What?
I got it from Caitlin and Kelly.
Oh, I'm glad.
That's a good one.
And I
I'm
was
glad.
like, Laura Keitlinger's Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's an honor.
please.
Have you seen downstairs in the back? Have you been here before? You haven't?
No.
Oh.
Well, you have to come here more often.
The
And we have to meet.
Yes.
And now that you've talked about, I
I'll
have to
bring
meet
Ruby over.
your boyfriend's ass. I have to just see if it's.
It was juicy, is what she said.
Delicious.
Delicious.
It is delicious. It's like the most perfect ass I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But
Because he has no flaws on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like my ass, whatever. There's shit going on.
Yeah.
Like just marks and good pimples or whatever.
A lifetime.
I've never gotten acne on my face. Knock on wood. I mean, just because high school was easier, I think, than for people who did.
Yeah.
I have it
But
right
I'll give it
now.
on my butt.
Yeah?
Yeah, just like pimples on my butt.
That's not fair.
It just doesn't. But his looks like someone just painted it.
I used to do.
It's beautiful.
Uh-huh. You said you're not starstruck at all, like especially in comedy. Are there people that you grew up watching that you're like, I can't believe I get to work with them? Like at the store, especially.
Yes. Well, when I this is years ago. Shouldn't have to qualify it, but people know what happened when I opened for Roseanne. That was very big.
Oh yeah.
I forgot you got to do that.
That was like 2015, so it was very on the cusp of whatever happened to her.
I'm
Yeah.
a dyed in the wool Roseanne fan.
Yeah,
I
she's
don't
great.
like the shit that's happening now.
Of
But that, if I had ever
course.
opened
It's
for her,
sad.
I would brag about that.
Well,
I
you know,
lost it, yeah, and
Yeah.
she was just so kind. And then she was a judge on Last Comic when I did that.
Oh,
so.
that's a what is that like? I couldn't even watch that show because I thought this is so frightening because you don't know what you're going to get with the hosts,
Yeah.
and it's all the pressure in general of the audience, and you're being judged. How was it?
I had a great time.
Oh, good.
I was a very new comic, just almost 3 years in.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
that's so new. Yeah,
But we got very lucky because that season, it was the final season, so we chanked it. It was produced by Wanda and Paige.
uh-huh.
Jeselnik was the host. The
Oh, I
judges
like
were,
him.
Roseanne, Norm, and Keenan,
Oh,
Ivory
okay.
Wayans. And it was, we didn't live together, not like those early seasons. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
I was still living in Portland at the time.
Mhm.
So it was like, I don't know, we just stayed at the Hilton and swam and worked an hour a day.
So they keep you there a week for it? Or?
Depends if you advance.
Oh, I
I think
see.
I was there about a week, and I got to the semifinals.
Oh, great.
But I think it's a total of a week and a half, even for the winner.
Okay.
It's very brief.
But that's very
It's
Hollywood.
a lot of just hanging out and talking to your friends, which they're filming.
Oh.
So you're just get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But some people are really putting on in the green room, of course,
Ooh, I
to
need
get
to go
more
back and
airtime.
watch. I should
Oh.
go
It was
back.
very fun.
Oh,
And I knew Norm already, and I knew Paige and Wanda, so it was just I don't know, it was comfortable, and a lot of my friends were there. It was great.
so where did it shoot?
It helped me go from host to feature, and then feature to headline some places.
Oh, great.
And that's all I wanted. It was just people to come see me
Yeah.
and get to that next step as a new comic.
But
And that was shot out here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was at Universal.
Oh, gosh. Okay, because I thought maybe it was in Europe for a second. Okay.
It was so fun.
The very first season when Jay Moore was the host, the first season. But even that show was how I learned about Kathleen Madigan, and it was still a great vehicle for people to find your comedy.
Totally. Well, part of I think what was stupid about it, not on NBC's side, and I think maybe some of the frustration that Wanda and Paige had, is that they didn't use it as a farm for talent or writers or people to pitch shows, which why wouldn't you?
All that
At
stuff,
least
yeah.
take your top 10 or anyone that got a lot of airtime or big response and go what do you have to pitch? We're
Yeah.
NBC. It was very stupid.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people still went on to make shows. And so it's just I don't know. They really just treated it as a basement baby show, that was
Yeah.
probably cheap to produce.
Yeah.
And, but I just had so much fun.
I'm so impressed with Kathleen Madigan. I think she's
I love
the
her.
original road warrior.
100%.
She's all. I wanted to ask her to do our show too, but I feel
Yes.
like she's probably in Alaska or something.
I
She's
love
over
her.
somewhere.
Yeah, she's great.
Did you? I loved her podcast in COVID. Did you ever watch it or during pandemic where she had
She's
the
reading
cardboard
books.
cutouts?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like Dolly. Who else is on it? It's all these like weird, amazing women.
I can't remember. I just saw her when
Oh,
she was like
Tanya
reading
Tucker.
kids' books or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Tanya Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Tanya live?
No, I wish.
really want to.
I
Do you like Tanya
wish.
Tucker?
Yes, but I don't know. I feel like if I go to any kind of a show, it's usually something like that's 90s punk or something. Like I don't usually
Yeah.
go into anything country that much.
Well, it's
You
different
got,
now.
there's certain people you just got to see, like.
Yeah.
I
why
would
you
see
can
Dwight
see
Yoakam
him.
though in a
Oh
second.
my God!
Oh, I
Yes,
love
I've
him.
I
seen Dwight
can't-
Yoakam.
So that's country, and I love him. So
I've seen Dwight Yoakam. I saw Loretta Lynn, and
I'm jealous.
I saw we have her snot rags. My friend Maggie and I, they wouldn't give us a set list, but they'd give us her Kleenex. So
I
yeah,
have some of her art framed in my house from like Hatch show print.
Loretta.
But yeah, because she did these like they're not good, and that makes it so much better. Like she did
Yeah.
all these flower paintings, and so
Oh,
Hatch
wow.
has a bunch of prints you can buy.
Interesting.
And they're like
Is Hatch your husband?
Hatch Show Print is like this screen printing spot in Nashville that's like
I
you
had no
did
idea.
all the original like country posters,
Oh.
but they still print and you can still you go buy like art from people there. Yeah.
Well, I forgot to ask the.
How do you
Bob's
like that? I
Clam
thought that
Hunt.
was her husband, Hatch.
Hatch. She looks like someone who'd be married to
My
a
mom
Hatch.
dated someone named Hatch.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Yeah,
I
that's
knew-
really wild.
I knew a man named Hutch.
Yeah, Hutch.
I knew a Hutch.
I still do.
I like that.
He's the
one.
lead singer of the Thermals. Do you like the Thermals?
I don't know who they are.
Oh, I think you'd like them if you like 90s punk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Thermals? I
Hot
should. I'm going
chairs.
to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm kind of morphing into Glenn Danzig.
He lives around here, right?
He's beautiful. With his cat litter.
I am a starstruck person just because it's like I think it's nerdy, but I would love to meet like Pat Smear, like people like that.
yes.
Right. I think like that's a cool
Like there
one.
are people I will say, and another person who's just like sort of a piece of shit now, but I was at the Troubadour seeing Orville Peck.
Yeah. Oh, you
And
invited me to that.
Morrisey walked in.
Ooh.
Wow.
And I've always been a huge fan.
Sure.
But that some people do have like a presence
Yeah.
where you're like, Morrisey has just walked in.
Yeah.
Like it changes sort of the energy of the room.
Wow.
Like he just is such a big presence. And in that way I will get starstruck. But not like I'm gonna go up to him and be like,
Right.
hey Morrisey,
Right.
you take
Yeah.
a picture with me?
Right.
I mean he's also an asshole. But
Hey, why is he an asshole? I like him too.
Tori Amos has a story about going
Because
up
he's
to
being,
him
he was me. Oh,
he's
and saying really good songs,
Uh-huh.
man, and he goes, "Who the f- are you?" Like, yeah, things
Oh.
well,
like
he's
that.
always been a personal asshole, but now he's gotten very like conservative, racist,
Oh,
anti-Semitic.
Yeah. That's weird.
Some people are just really bad at
I like-
aging.
That's yeah. Andy
I like
Richards-
his lyrics so much, though.
Oh yeah,
Amazing. Yeah.
Tanya Tucker.
Write
has,
my name on your hand with a fountain pen. That means you really love me. You remember that?
No, but I know you're the one for me, fatty. You're the one I really, really love.
Yeah.
I
Oh
lo-
my God.
I went and saw Morrisey with a diehard fan, and that guy was weeping from start
Wow.
to finish. And he's
Yeah.
just this like DJ from El Paso, right?
Yeah.
But he melted. The best thing was it was in Austin, Texas, but he has this like that like Latino goth kind of thing that happens in like
Sure.
South
Oh,
Texas,
yeah.
right? That's a huge bulk of the audience that night.
Uh-huh.
And he's
And for the Smiths,
Oh,
it's always
same
been.
Mexican
thing.
goths
Yeah.
Same
love
thing.
Morrissey.
all of that,
Yeah.
but same department. Depeche Mode, The Cure, same thing. But it was just really funny because a lot of kids came up from San Antonio because it was the only show like anywhere in the vicinity. So he has this dramatic moment where he shows like because he's vegan. And he
Oh,
he
yeah. Oh,
shows,
Meat is Murder?
He
Yeah.
shows like factory footage
A
of
really
animals being
gnarly
right,
video.
and then
Yeah.
I'm glad about that,
Well,
though.
hello.
I fucking can't stand it. When I hate that people still think it's okay to eat pigs. And
yeah,
I mean,
But if you're driving
Yeah.
to Austin from
Yeah,
San
yeah,
Antonio,
you
you
don't
are
wanna-
stopping at Wendy's.
Yeah.
Like there's no getting around that. Like you're
You're
stopping
eating
at
pig on the way to the Morrissey
whether you
show.
like it or
can't
not.
avoid it.
No,
So
Amy.
But I remember
But wait, I have to say, I have to plug this for 2 seconds.
Please.
Morning Farms, or is
Oh.
it Good Morning Farms? Bacon, it's amazing.
Oh, Morningstar?
Yes, Jesus.
Yeah, it's good.
Can I
No,
get
I love
anything right? Morning Star.
I believe
good.
you.
I'd be such a bad pitch person because I can't remember the name of what I'm pitching.
I believed you.
But it is really good, isn't it? It
Yeah.
tastes even better than, I mean,
That
Morning
crunchy
Farm.
little
slaughtered
bacon is...
animals that know they're going to die. It tastes better than slaughtered animals that know they're going to die
I
and are
agree.
squealing.
I agree.
Morningstar
yes,
Farms.
I looked away from the Morrissey video, but I do eat meat. I'm sorry. I appreciate him doing it.
I do.
But he also does the thing where he just like, if he's canceled, like he's walked off stage if he like smelled meat cooking, but at like a giant festival, like at Outside Lands or something, or like Coachella, where he knew what he was getting into. There's food trucks, people are eating meat, and he'll do one song and then leave. Like that's become his legacy, is like being a racist and not doing his show.
See, wait a second, Amy.
Tickets aren't cheap.
If you don't eat meat, that doesn't necessarily make you a racist. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, then why do you keep saying the N-word? Okay.
Why is this show bleeped into oblivion? I'm the opposite, though. If I'm performing...
Don't eat pigs no matter what color they are. I don't care.
She doesn't care what color. She doesn't see color. She just sees pig.
Yeah.
That's also racist. I'm like, if I'm performing...
And she called me a pig. I mean, this is really devolving.
I know. What are we doing? This is we invited you over as a friend. If I smell...
She's one of my favorite friends of yours, by the way.
Oh, Amy Miller?
Yeah,
Amy's the real deal,
Caitlin
though.
told me how much I was going to...
Yeah, no.
All right, go on. I'm sorry. We finished your story. I interrupted.
I don't even have a story.
About going to see... You went to see the Smiths, or just...
Oh, no, that was it. That was the end of the story.
Story's done.
I will say this. We did meet Loretta Lynn. We tried so hard. We were right outside her bus because she couldn't like walk a lot. She had to be golf carted, and plus they put her in a 20-ton ballroom gown. But her birthday had been the day before, so my friend Maggie and I were like, "Let's sing her happy birthday." And so she's been carried on the bus, right? She's an old lady, and right when they pull up, we go, "Happy birthday!" and good mean old Loretta Lynn goes, "Is it my birthday again already?" as she ascended onto the bus.
That's the perfect interaction.
It was beautiful, yeah.
It shows how funny she is.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
She had her granddaughter come out. She would literally sit down in a chair and let someone else sing for a while, because she's just old, right? Who cares? But it's still legend. It was a great show. But one time her granddaughter was just yucking it up about my grandma, da-da-da-da-da, and just telling some dumb backstory to the song she was about to sing. And then she looks at Loretta, and she goes, "Oh yeah, Grandma told me, don't talk, just sing." And I was like, I believe her. I fucking believe her.
I would say I had someone a couple years ago that I didn't. It's not starstruck. It's just like I met Mike Myers very briefly and like got a picture. It's like, you have added so much to my life, and I've never like seen you in person or met you, that I just like want to say thanks.
Yeah.
But like that's it. I'm never like, oh my God, look what, and I don't want to like. So many people are shitty. I just don't meet your heroes kind of thing. Like I don't want to be let down by an interaction. But he was so sweet, and it was very brief. It was also at like a promo event for his show, so it's like. It was an explicit, like, I'm here to meet people thing.
Yeah.
But if I saw him in a restaurant, or like, I wouldn't bother anybody.
I feel like
I can't go up.
I'd like to meet Carol Burnett.
Oh, well, hands down.
My mom and I used to always
haven't.
watch. Yeah, my mom and I used to. That's what we used to watch all the time. Yeah, I would have loved to.
My dad wrote her fan letters in the Gary Moore days, which is kind of old, and she wrote them back.
Wow.
That's so nice.
At some point, this is the weirdest thing ever. You know when your parents reveal like one strange thing about themselves when you're a kid and you didn't know it? He was like, "Come in here." And he pulled a box out from under the bed, and there's like the letter and the autograph and things like that. I teared up when she showed up on the Emmys.
I just always think, like, if you're hyper famous and you're someone like that you've just, like, brought people so much joy, that either, I don't know, I'm going to be disappointed by you, or I feel bad because you're known as a nice, giving person, and I'm like, don't spend any emotional labor on me, you know? It's like the Robin Williams thing, who I'm sure you were friends with. It's just like...
I wrote for the show before he died. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And and it was called The Crazy Ones, and now maybe I have to like bring myself back into the conversation 1,000 more times.
Please.
But we wrote for the show, and he died, and I was really good friends with the head writers, and when he died, I called him and said, "Hey, it's not your fault."
That's perfect.
That's a good one.
Well, it's like if someone's known for giving people that time and that moment and that
so
experience and being sweet, I feel almost even worse. I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
don't use it on me.
Yeah.
Because as a comic, even with 1/1,000,000th of the audience, that it is like emotional labor. Like it's a lot of energy to give to people. after shows if they know that you're going to give it, you know?
Totally.
So I'm just like, at that level, I can't imagine how you feel. So I don't want to add to it. Like, don't say hi to me. I don't need a picture.
Yeah. I cannot believe you.
I'd rather meet an asshole, you know?
If anybody just starts with a compliment to me, I'm happy to spend time with them. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Well,
invested.
yeah.
Best friend, or anybody.
Because it's so nice.
Yeah.
But if you do a lot of shows,
Oh,
you
yeah.
feel
Oh, my
tired
God,
at the end of the night.
Yeah, you have
That's
to
why
keep
we're not
meeting people.
sleeping.
And
Yeah.
Because we're so kind.
I know.
We're so generous.
Well, Amy is known for that.
I run and hide. Do you do that
You'd
after
be
a set?
surprised.
You hang for a bit after sets. I run.
I do, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel really grateful when anyone comes to see me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or people who take a chance and just like go to the comedy club. And which I don't want to like pat people on the back for seeing a random woman.
Yeah,
but it still is like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, thanks for believing that I might be good at this comedy club.
Oh, I know.
And so I want to give them that time, you know, and just say thank you.
Amy Miller, where
You're
are
the
you?
best.
Where can people
You're
see
the
you?
best.
I love you.
You're
I'm
the
so
best.
glad we got to meet.
This has been so wonderful.
Okay.
I know.
Oh, people can see me all over the place. But on my
Yay.
website, amymillercomedy.com. And follow me on Instagram because that is the most important thing in comedy.
It's fucking incredible.
Instagram followers.
Yeah.
Everyone that's listening, it's so easy to do. You could change my life.
Yeah. Just follow.
Yes.
Like it's free to do. You don't have to buy anything.
But legit-
people might think I'm kidding.
What's
but
your
it has
handle?
like become that. It's
That's-
Amy Miller Comedy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
on
just
Instagram.
Amy Miller Comedy.
But your clips are funny and get
Thanks.
millions of
So
views.
good.
and,
Yeah.
like,
Oh my God.
Thank you. Sometimes,
No.
but it's just becoming such a thing. It's like I know we have to wrap, but
No, you're fine.
It's
No.
very depressing.
It's-
Like there's
about it.
Like a lot of podcasts too, comedy podcasts, even that are already very very successful and lucrative, are now booking based on number of followers instead of
Oh,
like
shit, are you
what might
kidding?
be a
Yeah.
fun get.
It's a whole
Oh,
thing.
That
my
just makes me want to like
God.
shit in
Quit.
my own mouth.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
God, I didn't know that.
It's embarrassing. Yeah, but clubs are booking based on that too now. And it's just like, 100 or over and you can headline. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, but
You gotta get
I've been
there.
doing this a minute and
Doesn't
I do have
matter.
an audience. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm funny.
Doesn't
I
matter.
mean,
It's
I
just-
do this because I want to get out of bed. I mean,
Right.
if Daniel wasn't at the door, I would just be in bed all day.
Yeah. We're
You know what? There's a
similar.
bed
I'm gonna,
right
I'm
there.
going to FaceTime you.
Yes, please
Yeah.
do.
Oh yeah.
You can
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
call me. Amy, I'm up until 4. Well, anyway,
But do
yeah.
Always up.
do follow Amy Miller because
Yeah.
it's worth it.
And I'm on tour. I got a bunch of dates coming up.
Oh,
so
good.
You can,
So
and
they
I
can
have a
just-
special on YouTube called Ham Mouth.
yeah.
Yay.
You can watch that.
And I was laughing just that I saw just one of your photos. When you're like drinking out of a hose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
That's so cute.
a great shot.
Thank you.
But we'll get
She's
the
a
Clam
young
Hut
beauty
story
who's
next
not
time.
afraid to drink out of a hose.
Hey.
You know, hose water
But I
tastes
know.
good. Do you ever notice that?
Yeah, it's like tinny and hot.
It tastes great. I love hose water.
It's delicious.
We're
We're so old.
no, it's like one of those. Like I love the smell of the DDT truck.
Oh yeah.
That shit was good. Does that?
There's a very funny joke about that in Wanda's latest special.
Yes.
The Bug Man.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
We
she's so
love-
fucking
That
funny.
also made me gay because it was this whole like you could make a spooky entrance.
And you're just breathing pesticides.
Deadly pesticides.
And nothing went wrong.
No,
Look
look
at
at
us. We're
us.
doing great.
I'll see.
We're locked in an attic.
I'm gonna like top both of you because I like the smell of airplane glue. And I like the smell of all glue.
What is airplane glue?
Like I guess it's like cement glue or any kind of.
I love the smell of glue.
Yeah.
Those old it was like a metal like when you would craft as a kid
Yep.
Mhm.
in the 50s.
Yeah.
I'm doing that now.
Yeah.
With like the brush. Do
On
you know
the
what I'm
lid.
talking about?
The
Like
brush
the
was on the
metal
lid.
lid.
Yes,
And the
yes.
oh
Yeah.
my god. That's the best
All
smell.
day.
in the
That's why I
world.
like
all
to-
day.
Yeah.
It was like that or the Foley's vestibule. You know that you walk in the doors and you have to walk through the other doors. There was this one like Foley.
What is Foley's?
Oh, department store.
Oh.
Like a J.C. Penney.
Oh.
But Foley's.
Okay.
Anyway, it smelled like that glue. So you just come in and be like a psycho. You just be trying to smell as much as you could.
And we're all just doing
High as
so
on
great.
glue. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Amy Miller.
Thank you,
Amy
Miller.
We'll see
Yay.
you soon.
Bye.
We'll see you-
Bye.
Okay.